Hey everyone, we're looking at part 2 of the practice SAC that I gave you, so I'm going to try and go through that. This solution is also on OneNote, so I'm going to try and make it a little bit quicker if possible. So the original one that I did on the OneNote was on Windows form, but it can be just easily done as a console app, so I'm just going to do that now, if I can. Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's get started on that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is declare some variables. I'm just going to have sale price, let's double dim, purchase price as a double. What else do I need? Sale price, purchase price, and running total. Running. Okay. So the whole idea of this one is that you need to go through the CSV file and calculate the profit made from each book. So the whole idea is if it's sold, you get the sales price. If it's not sold, then the purchase price is just subtracted because you've lost money because you haven't sold that book. Okay. So let's keep going with that. Okay. So there's a line of code here that I'm just going to copy rather than write out because I don't want to write it out, basically. Now, it will come up with an error. I got to import system.io, and that should fix it. No, it's not going to fix it. Oh, it's because there's no end using. Okay. So this is actually a OneDrive link. It is slightly different on the current computer that I'm using because I'm using my desktop computer. So I will just very briefly change where I'm saving it. Just give me a minute. I should change the name as well. Okay. So that's my my setup for where this is going to be stored. Let's continue. So basically, what this does is it makes a reader which reads in our data from our text file. We need to set that up now. So we've got to set up text field type and delimiters. So we go reader text field type. Reader.textFieldType equals file. So I have to read this because I keep forgetting. File.io.file.fieldType. Type delimited. Okay, that's the first bit, and then the second one is I need to set the delimiters to comma. Okay, so it's done that now. Right. We also need a string data as string. So we need an array that we're going to use, and the array is going to store each row in. Okay, so this you'll probably have to do every single time you want to read from CSV. So we store each row, and we're also going to need, we need a count. I can't remember whether or not we'll need the count, so I'll just do it anyway. Begin count as integer which equals 0. We may not even read that, so we got reader.read fields. Now I think the reason we chuck this one out here is that it skips the first line, which is all headings. I'm not even typing. Skips line, which is all headings. Okay. So what I'm talking about is when I'm saying that, I'm talking about here, this first row of things here is all headings. So we don't want to read that in, okay, if possible. So we just sort of want to skip that if we can. Okay, and we'll say while not reader.end of data. Okay, so we're going to keep going through until we find no more data, and then we're going to stop. We're going to say data equals read fields. Okay, so data equals reader.read fields. It's going to read in each value. So the idea is that data, let me put this in a comma, data 0 will hold first cell, data 1 second, and so on. Okay, so if I jump back over here and flick this back on, it's going to read in this row and store it in a variable, an array called data. So that's data 0, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, data 5, data 6. Okay, so it's going to store them all in there like that. Let's get rid of that so you can see it again. Okay, so remember what we're trying to do is we're trying to find data 5 and data 3 because we want to I shouldn't have taken it down. I want to find data 5 and data 3, which is this column and this column. Alright, so remember it's always one less than what it is. So we want to do those columns so we can do sales price minus purchase price and see if we made a profit. Okay, so data 5 and data 3. So we'd say that sale price equals data, I think it was data 5, and purchase price equals data 3. Yeah, just make sure that was right. Okay, so we have that information so far. We also need to have, because this is going to read in as a string, and our purchase price is a double, so we're going to have C double. Just make sure it gets read in as a double. And then for here, we don't do it for this one because this could possibly be NA, which is annoying, and I'll show you that again. So in here, if it was not sold, it gets stored as NA. The problem with that is that if you convert sales also to a double, then you're going to get errors. So we're going to say if sale P equals NA. Alright. So if it equals NA, then we're going to make it equal 0 instead. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. We can just do total. What is it running? We're running total plus equals, and we're going to do -1 multiplied by purchase price. And what that's going to do is it's going to add a negative value if it didn't sell at all. Okay, so we're saying that we're losing profit. We're losing profit otherwise. Okay. So let's do that, and then the second one we're going to have else. Else, we say running total plus equals sale price minus purchase price. Okay, which makes sense. So otherwise we add sale minus, to our running total, which will be good. And I will also need to change sale price into a double, because I haven't done that yet. Just to make sure that comes out correctly. So that's that, and then we just need a display at the end to say console dot right line total is alright, and that should display our running total. So let's give that a go and see if it works. I better add some comments in first. So we are storing the purchase price and sale price from data. So we're storing that. Then if it equals NA, it wasn't sold. Otherwise, we add the profit to the total. Something like that. Okay, let's print this out and see if it works. Let me get the capture 3 that brings up the console. Is it ever going to work? Or have I... Oh, I'm glitched out. Sorry. NA to type double is not valid. Oh, initially, sorry, I made a mistake. Initially my sales price will have to be a string. Hopefully that solves it. Okay, so our price is $1,004.80. I'm not sure where the 00001s come from, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's task number 2.